Good morning, YouTube. Sean McNeil with McNeil's Garage. You can tell we are not in the garage today. We traveled 3.5 hours to come pick up a car. We'll show you what it is here in a little bit. Alright, so as you can tell, I've changed clothes. Like I said, we drove 3.5 hours. We came up to meet Tabby. Went to church with Tabby this morning. And we had to go do this. We had to go pick up her 94 Impala SS. We will, I'll do a video driving down the road and explain everything. But a huge shout out to my buddy. He borrowed his trailer with a winch on it because it really helped out. So that's where we went. We'll continue this going down the road here in a little bit, so I'll be back in a second. Alright, you can tell that we're back in the truck, and I hope y'all can see it. We've got the Impala in tow. So I know I've got about around 100 new subscribers since I last did a video on the Impala, so I'll try to bring everybody up to date. I've got a long trip in front of us. So I bought a 94 Impala 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and gave it to my youngest daughter, Tabby. They came with the LT1 350 and a 4L60 transmission. She had that for a while. The motor started messing up. We decided to LS swap it. First one we LS swapped. Pain in the butt. First time we ever did it. It took us about 1.5 years working on it off and on. I got a full-time job, and we didn't know what we was doing. So got the 6.0 down in there, 4L80 transmission. Got a, I think it's a B&M shifter in it. Then I put a little nitrous to it. She started taking down the drag strip. Got a new cam. My buddy Jason Brumfield that helps us out all the time. I was working a lot to put that cam on it. That motor came with iron heads. Well, you got to have aluminum heads on it. So my buddy Jason Brumfield, he put some aluminum heads on it. If y'all go back in the playlist under the 94 Impala, you'll see all this stuff. But I was trying to bring everybody up to date. So 4 years ago, we got the LS in it. Ran good. Drove it down to Pigeon Forge. She drove it everywhere. Then she went to college up at UNOH up in Lima, Ohio. So up there, she got in an accident. Somebody rear-ended her and shoved her into somebody else. Totaled that Impala. I tried to talk her out of buying another one, but she was bound and determined to find another one. So she found this one back here. Had the LT1 still in it. So we pulled the whole drive line out of the old one and set it aside, because I knew the day was coming where she was wanting to pull the LT1 out of this new one. So I had some time. I pulled the LT1 out of her new one, put the drive line, the rear end, transmission, shifter, nitrous, computer. She bought a new wiring harness. But the first time we had this one done, we had someone integrate the old wiring harness and new wiring harness together. That way all the gauges will work, and we don't got another extra fuse box, fuse panel, yada yada yada. So got it running. I drove to work several days. It ran really good. She came home. It's like a 3.5 hour drive. She came home, picked it up, drove it back to UNOH up in Lima. Everything did great. Came back home on a Friday for the, we got a first Friday cruise there in our hometown. And on her way back home, she got on the other side of Dayton, Ohio, right on I-75, and she calls me at work. She said, "Dad," said, "it broke down. It's on a Sunday." I'm like, "What happened?" She said it made a loud pop, the engine died, and she had to coast off the side of the road. So she was barely off I-75, and that baby run up and down the road beside of her. Got it towed to her apartment up in Lima, hoping somebody up there would figure it out. But after they looked at it, they looked at all the wiring. They said, "Nah," so we can't do nothing with that. Said, "We don't even know where to start with all the wiring." I kind of figured, I was sitting there figuring up, there's like 12,256 wiring in the engine compartment, so that shouldn't take us too long to figure out which wiring's messed up. Thought it was the crank sensor. They said that they replaced the crank sensor. It didn't do no good. So Sunday morning, this morning, me and my wife Wendy, we went up to Lima, 3.5 hours away, went to church with Tabby, borrowed a trailer off one of my buddies. It has a winch on it. Mine don't have a winch on it. That winch makes it so much easier. That way Wendy and Tabby wouldn't have to be out there pushing while I'm in there steering them. Oh well. But now we're on our way back. We just got back on 35, came out of Dayton, Ohio, so I called Trevor. He had his car on the side where the lift's at, so once we get home, we're going to back it in the garage. I'm going to stick it up on the lift, try to figure out 12,256 wires to see which one is messed up. I asked her, she plugged the computer into it, and she said her Obi-Wan Kenobi USB port, whatever y'all want to call it, it ain't working. So it's got to be some kind of wiring issue. If you think you know what it is, comment below, tell me what it is, that way I can figure it out. It might make it so much easier. But once we get back to the house, I'll do a little film on a video on unloading it, and then I'll post this. Hopefully someone will have a suggestion of what wire I need to look at to see what's wrong with it. So that's where we're at. In tow, 94 Impala SS with a LS60 and a 4080 transmission. I think it's 411 posi track rear end in it. Q81 shocks on the front, coilovers, nitrous, what else? New seats in the front of it. She took her old seats out of the old one, brought over there this new one. So, alright, we're just going to be eastbound and down here on it ain't I-35, it's just on 35. We are heading back to Chillicothe, Ohio. Once we get to Chillicothe, we'll keep on going east and get to Jackson and get back to Gallipolis, and then we will try to figure out what's wrong with this thing. So hopefully next time you see us, we'll be at the garage. Well, we'll be at the garage right here in a second. Alright, we finally got the Impala home. Got it backed up in the garage. I was hoping I could back it up here and raise off. I got the fingers on the trailer, it wouldn't fit, so we're going to try to push off. Got to put some 2x4s up there, because it wants to drag the exhaust system. Had a heck of a time getting on the trailer. But I already got unhooked, so we're going to try to get it off there. So wish us luck. Alright, as you can tell, we got it off. Just popped the hood and it all looks the same. We're gonna get up on the lift here in a little bit and start checking everything out, trying to figure out what's what. So that'll probably be all for tonight. Trevor gets out of church. He got to come up. He took the sniper off of his car. He's working on the sniper, so after church he comes up. We're going to work on his car. We're going to take that on a little trip come this weekend. But I'll fill y'all on this. I'll get it up in the air sometime this week, and I'm sure I'll take y'all along with it. So if y'all like what y'all see, got a comment what you think it is, comment below, and tell me what you think it is. That way I can start looking there first, and I hope I can get that Obi-Wan Kenobi USB port do-it-you-bob figured out. That way we can hook the computer up to it, and it might tell me something. I don't know what's going to tell me, but it might tell me something. So, all right, I'm going to go post this here in a second. Comment below, like I said, tell me what you think it is. And once I start working on it, I'll bring y'all along for it. So, Sean McNeil, McNeil's Garage. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share. Share with someone who knows a whole lot more than I do, and they might be able to put their 2 cents in and tell them what to look for. So, all right. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'll holler at y'all later.